Hello and welcome everyone. Myself Mijanur Rahaman and welcome back to my channel. Today my topic of discussion is action potential. So first of all, we will get to know what is action potential. Action potential it is defined as the series of electrical changes that occur in the membrane potential when the muscle or nerve is stimulated. So obviously it is a neuromuscular phenomena and it is defined as a series of electrical changes that occur in the membrane potential when the muscle or nerve is stimulated. When stimulation is occurred, then the action potential occurs to carry that information, to pass that information to a next nerve fiber or muscle like that. Action potential occurs in two phases. Number one, depolarization, and number two, repolarization. And after that, there is a short stage known as hyperpolarization also. So, what are the stages or phases? There are depolarization and repolarization. So, first, depolarization. Depolarization is the initial phase of action potential inside the muscle become, and it is inside the muscle become positive and outside become negative, and polarized state is abolished, resulting in depolarization. So if we take it is as a membrane, then in the outside it is positive and in the inside it is negative. Whenever any stimulation is coming to that position, then the positive and negative becomes changed. The negative becomes in the outside and the positive becomes in the inside. And this stimulation is ongoing and moving forward. So first of all, so what is depolarization? It is the initial phase of the action potential, and inside the muscle become positive and outside become negative. This inside become positive and outside become negative. But in the when the stimulation is absent, outside is positive and inside is negative. But when the stimulation is present, inside becomes positive and the outside become negative. And this impulse is going forward, going forward, going forward. And the polarized state is abolished, resulting in depolarization. This pointer is known as depolarization. Then repolarization. It is the phase of action potential in which muscle reverts back to resting membrane potential. So there is a base membrane potential or resting membrane potential. So this restoration process is known as repolarization. So it is a phase of action potential in which muscle reverts back to resting membrane potential. And this start after a very short time of depolarization. And in this case, inside become negative again and outside become positive again, as the cell membrane was in the previous, before depolarization the state is abolished, and inside become negative and outside become positive. Polarized state of muscle is re-stabilized. So in the now in this 2 to 3 minutes we have come to know that what is action potential. Action potential has two phases, depolarization and repolarization. Now we will discuss about the properties of the action potential. What are the properties or characteristics that are present? There are generally 6 properties. One is propagative. All of us know that the stimulation is coming and the stimulation is ongoing through the propagating through the membrane potential, through the membrane. And long distance signal, by this positive negative interchange, it goes a long way. Consists of both depolarization and repolarization. First it gets depolarized and after a very short time it gets repolarized again, and it follows obey all or none rule law. So there is a law called all or none law. See, this law is followed by action potential. Now summation is not possible. What happens whenever any action potential is generated? When one is generated, now in case we take that this is one stimulus, Okay, if we give a second stimulus, this cannot make rise this will degraded and start again. This will be second, not it can be harmed in case of first. So this is, and has refractory period. So these 6 properties, one is propagative, long distance signal, consists of both depolarization and repolarization, and obey all or none law, summation is not possible, and has refractory period. Now, ionic basis of action potential. Voltage gated sodium channels and voltage gated potassium channels play a very important role in development of action potential. Now we will see the voltage gated part. During depolarization or during onset of this depolarization, the voltage gated sodium channels open and is slow influx of sodium ion occurs. When the depolarization reaches to -7 to -10 millivolt, the voltage gated sodium channel opens at a very faster rate. Then more and more amount of sodium channel activation occurs. Then when the firing level reaches, causes rapid influx of sodium called overshoot. Now, what is depolarization? In depolarization occurs that during the onset of this, voltage gated sodium channel opens and it is a slow influx of sodium. When depolarization reaches -7 to -10 millivolt, the voltage gated sodium channel opens at very faster rate. Then more sodium channel activation occurs. Then when the firing level is reached, the rapid influx of sodium is happening and it is known as overshoot. Now, repolarization. So what is repolarization? As the ionic basis, sodium transport is short-lived. Then sodium channels is opened and closed quickly. At the same time, potassium channel starts opening. When the sodium channel is closed, then what happens? Potassium channel starts opening. Then it causes the efflux of potassium out of the cell, causing repolarization and remain open for few more time, which causes hyperpolarization. Now, if we see a diagram, the sodium is coming inside and potassium is going outside. Sodium coming inside, depolarization, and then sodium channel becomes stop and the potassium channel activated and all the plus part are getting outside, and whenever the plus is going outside, then the cell membrane in the inner part become negative and the outer part become positive, and when the sodium is coming inside, the outer part become negatives and the inner part become positive. So this is the ionic basis. Now, if you see the diagram, there are in this row, in this axis there is voltage, and in this axis there is time. So first of all, the membrane potential is resting membrane potential is 70 -70 millivolt. Then the stimulation is coming. If the stimulation cannot pass the threshold amount of energy, then it cannot be passed by the membrane. When the when the stimulation has the more amount of energy than the threshold, then the depolarization starts. Sodium ion comes in and depolarization starts and going. At that moment, when sodium channels become stopped, no sodium is coming inside, then what happens? Sodium channel become closed and depolarization is stopped. And the sodium channel is closed and potassium channel is opened, then repolarization occurs. What happens? The positive parts all are going outside. Then become repolarization, and after a few time we can see that it is going more or less. Then the repolarization become, if we take the baseline, then it is going down the baseline and hyperpolarization state develop. After a few time, it again come to the resting state and become normal membrane potential. The resting membrane potential is restored after a few time. So there are 3 stages. One is depolarization, second is repolarization, and third is hyperpolarization. Depolarization, sodium channel opened, sodium comes in. Repolarization, sodium channel closed and potassium channel opened. Potassium channel, potassium is going outgoing. And hyperpolarization, it is an extended state of repolarization. So this is for now. I think I have cleared the a very important topic. It is the action potential. And if you have any query, comment down in the comment section, and do like, share and subscribe to support me. And thank you so much for watching.